And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Kurt Menefee along with Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Elsewhere in Week 17, Giants just trying to get into the playoffs, taking on Michael Vick, Andy Reid, and the Eagles.
There you go. That's Coach Reid. This is Michael Vick. Step up, fire down the middle, ball too high for his tight end. Brent Selleck picked off by Stevie Brown, who's had an absolutely great season, 8 interceptions. Now, ensuing drive, play action. Eli Manning finding Ruben Randall back of the end zone. Touchdown. Play action, hold those linebackers, get inside those corners, easy stuff. 7-0, man-to-man coverage on the outside. Ruben Randall, outleaps the defensive back. 38-yard touchdown, second on the day for Randall. 35-7, Giants awfully impressive. That's a halftime score too. Ravens at the Bengals. Tyrod Taylor coming in for Joe Flacco. Nothing wrong with Flacco, folks. They just took him out, saving him for the playoff game. Tyrod pitches to Allen. Allen, 20-yard gain, 2-yarder. Then in from 2 yards. He went 20. That's in from 2. 7-0 Ravens. Andy Dalton in the second quarter set up, shotgun, look left, hitch route, come back to the inside. 2 guys pick off one another. 11-yard touchdown reception, 7-all, Bengals and the Ravens. Good ball game. Texans at the coach. Texans win. They get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. That's Chuck Pagano. Welcome back, Chuck. His leukemia in remission. We're thankful to have him back. There's his quarterback, Andrew Luck, finding Kobe Fleener. A 1-yard touchdown, 7-0 coach. Now bootleg, open up to one side, go back the other side. Shop's got his man wide open. I mean wide open. Put it out there, and you got a touchdown. He underthrows it. Vontae Davis intercepted. Takes it back 26 yards down to the Texans' 39-yard line, where Big Ballard takes it in from 1 yard out, 14-6. Colts, as I said, Texans lose. Texans go to the number 3 seed. Denver's number 1. New England would be number 2.
Now, depending on what happens later on this afternoon, right now, Atlanta playing like a team that has the number 1 seed wrapped up. Saints lead Carolina. Cleveland in Pittsburgh, that's not the way we remember it from the good old days. Buffalo leads the Jets right now, and Tennessee has a lead on Jacksonville, 21-14 at halftime. So here's a look at the playoff picture as it stands right now. As you mentioned, Houston, with a win, clinches the number 1 seed. If they should lose, and they're behind right now, Denver and New England will both have a chance to grab that top spot, depending on what happens in their games later today. In the NFC, no question, Atlanta's number 1. Green Bay can wrap up the number 2 seed if they beat Minnesota today. And Minnesota has to win to hold on to that 6th and final spot in the NFC. Right now, though, Chicago, Michael, putting the pressure on the Vikings, because if the Vikings lose, Chicago holds on, Chicago's in.
Yeah, Chicago's playing like a team that's determined to control their destiny and win this game. And Detroit's playing like a team who's going home as soon as this game is over and they're looking forward to it. All the turnover, very sloppy with the ball in Detroit, where Chicago is leaning on what started them, had their season start out at 7-1, leaning on their defense, creating turnovers, getting points off the turnovers, which is what works best for them.
Yeah, even if this Chicago team gets into the playoffs, I'm not sure how far they're going to go. They're really struggling as far as protecting Cutler. Cutler is scrambling around. It's almost like a Sandlot type of deal, and he's trying to get the ball to Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall's dropped the ball a couple of times. And so they're good enough to win this game, but if they make it to the playoffs, I don't know if they're going anywhere.
Yeah, Jimmy, they're playing Detroit. Come on,
Right.
Detroit.
How disappointing are the Lions this year?
Oh, they're horribly disappointing. You take this Bear team and take them against Dallas, Washington, Seattle, for instance.
Right.
There's no offense here. Absolutely none. So what you're seeing in Detroit today, don't get carried away here, folks. I'm not blown away by it.
As we saw at the end of the half, Stafford can get hot. At the end of games, at the end of half. They're up 20-10 right now, but after that final drive, I'm not feeling real comfortable about that one.
Well, but they do feel comfortable. At least they've got a lead right now.
Yeah.
20-10, Bears on top. Visa play of the first half. That Earl Bennett touchdown, 60 yards, longest the Bears have scored this season. Let's get it back out to Detroit, where Kenny, Moose, and Goose will take us through the rest of the way on a must-win day for the Bears. Guys?
Thanks very much, Kurt. Bears do need a win. They lead the Lions by 10.